This is Horror News Weekly, brought to you by Classic VHS Horror, your home for horror. Remember to drop a like and subscribe, and with that out of the way, I'm Jose, and let's see what's new in the world of horror entertainment.
It's time to watch people die.
You know, I used to hear stories about this place when I was a kid.
While the actual Friday the 13th movie series is put on hold due to the ongoing legal battles over the rights, fans are taking it into their own hands to produce some killer fan films. We've seen Tom Matthews return as Tommy Jarvis, Laura Park Lincoln will be returning as Tina Shepard in the upcoming fan film Roseblood, and now original Friday the 13th final girl Adrienne King has reprised her role as Alice Hardy. Directed by James Sweet, fan film Jason Rising, which can be watched in full at the link in the description, is a nearly hour-long movie written by James Sweet and Never High Cologne filmmaker Vincent DeSanti. Jason Rising centers on Wessex County Police Officer Pitt Daltrey and his deputy Eve Glover, along with U.S. Marshals Jed and Bear, hot on the trail of three escapees from the Wessex County Correction Farm. Soon after realizing their chase has led them onto the cursed grounds of Camp Crystal Lake, Daltrey quickly discovers that they are the ones being hunted by the undead mass murderers Jason Voorhees and his deranged mother Pamela. Who can stop the undead Pamela Voorhees? Someone with a personal vendetta. As for Laura Park Lincoln's return as Tina, here's what we currently know about the upcoming fan film Roseblood. Fully funded through Indiegogo, Roseblood is the work of Peter Anthony Productions, and along with Lincoln, also stars fellow Friday the 13th The New Blood actors Terry Kisser, Dr. Cruz, and Kevin Spirtas, Nick. The idea is to finish the untold story after the events of Friday the 13th The New Blood, bringing back Tina while also introducing a new character with similar telekinetic abilities. While you wait for the release, you can check out the trailer linked down in the description. Earlier this year, it was announced that James Wan was producing a new take on Stephen King's vampire story Salem's Lot for New Line Cinema, with Gary Dauberman writing the script and also directing the film. Regarding the cast, THR reports that Lois Pullman, star of The Strangers Pray at Night, has signed on to star in it. Via The Hollywood Reporter, Pullman will star as author Ben Mears, a man who returns to his childhood home of Jerusalem's Lot in search of inspiration for his new book, only to discover his hometown is being preyed upon by a vampire, leading him to band together a ragtag group that will fight the evil presence. One of the next big horror movies on deck is James Wan's Malignant, which Warner Brothers and New Line will release to theaters and HBO Max on September 10th. In the film, paralyzed by shocking visions of grisly murders, Madison's torment worsens as she discovers that her waking dreams are in fact terrifying realities. A brand new gallery of stills and behind-the-scenes images have been shared, teasing Wan's first horror movie since The Conjuring 2 back in 2016. 5 years later, a modern master of horror is back.
Something different saw them first. The Hills Have Eyes.
Announced by Arrow Video, Wes Craven's classic The Hills Have Eyes is headed to 4K Ultra HD with a limited edition package for release in the US, UK, and Canada, with a release date in the US being November 9th, 2021. Here's everything you're getting in the set. A brand new 4K restoration of the film, viewable with both original and alternate endings. 4K UHD Blu-ray presentation in high dynamic range. Original lossless mono audio. Optional lossless 2.0 stereo and 7.1 remixes in the original ending only. Optional English subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing. 6 postcards. A reversible fold-out poster. A limited edition 40-page booklet featuring writing on the film by critic Brad Stevens and a consideration of the Hills franchise by Arrow producer Ewan Kent, illustrated with original archive stills and posters. Audio commentary with actors Michael Berryman, Janice Blythe, Susan Lanier, and Martin Spear. Audio commentary by academic Michael J. Coven. Audio commentary with Wes Craven and Peter Locke. Looking Back on The Hills Have Eyes, a making-of documentary featuring interviews with Craven, Locke, actors Michael Berryman, Janice Blythe, Robert Houston, Susan Lanier, Dee Wallace, and director of photography Eric Sarini. Family Business, an interview with actor Martin Spear. An interview with composer Don Peake. Outtakes, alternate ending, trailers and TV spots, image gallery, original screenplay, and a reversible sleeve featuring original and newly commissioned artwork by Paul Shipper. Horror master Wes Craven achieved critical and commercial success with the likes of Scream and Nightmare on Elm Street, but for many horror fans, the director's seminal 1977 effort The Hills Have Eyes remains his masterpiece. Taking an ill-advised detour en route to California, the Carter family soon run into trouble when the camper van breaks down in the middle of the desert. Stranded, the family finds themselves at the mercy of a group of monstrous cannibals lurking in the surrounding hills. With their lives under threat, the Carters have no choice but to fight back by any means necessary. Following on from his notorious 1972 directorial debut The Last House on the Left, Craven's The Hills Have Eyes stands alongside the likes of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Night of the Living Dead as one of the defining classics of American horror. In a surprising move, Sony Pictures recently shifted Venom Let There Be Carnage out of its September slot to October 15th, which would pit the sequel to the Spider-Man spin-off directly against Universal's equally hot Halloween Kills, a sequel to the Blumhouse-produced smash hit that globally topped $250 million at the box office, versus Venom's $850 million. Reports surfaced via Vulture out of the CinemaCon that Sony was tinkering with the idea of moving Venom Let There Be Carnage out of the October slot as well, bumping it all the way to January 21st, 2022. As for Halloween Kills, Universal is holding their ground, committing to the October 15th release and the box office battle with Venom. In other Halloween Kills related news, Michael Myers is looking a bit rougher than usual in the upcoming movie. Burnt up and battle damage from his fight with the Strode family in 2018's Halloween, and ECA captures all of these gnarly details in their upcoming Ultimate Michael Myers figure based on Halloween Kills, which they fully revealed and detailed via their Facebook page. And ECA previews, this screen-accurate Michael Myers action figure stands in 7-inch scale and comes with knives, bat, bulb, skull mask, Halligan bar, and interchangeable head and hands. And he'll need it all with the Strode women set out to end his evil reign of terror. Comes in collector-friendly window box packaging with opening front panel. And ECA's Halloween Kills figure is set to release in fall 2021. And yes, that skull mask is indeed the mask from Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, which makes an appearance in the movie. It was only a matter of time before Netflix took the next step into gaming, and to no one's surprise, Stranger Things is part of the next step. According to Variety, Netflix has done a soft launch in Poland of 2 Stranger Things games for Android. The first game is actually a port of Bonus XP's Stranger Things 3 The Game, which is a companion game to the 3rd season. It can be found on Steam. The second game is Stranger Things 1984, which is a stylized retro action-adventure game that harkens back to 80s arcade games. Players must solve puzzles while collecting Eggo waffles and gnomes along the way. In regards to the Netflix video game plan, the service states that none of its games will have ads or in-app purchases, and the titles will be included with the Netflix streaming plan. For the Netflix Android app, available game titles will show up under a new menu that says Play Mobile Games, which will connect users to the Google Play Store to download them. Currently, Behavior Interactive is having a blowout sale for the Dead by Daylight Stranger Things DLC, which will be leaving Steam in November. The 4th season of Stranger Things is expected in 2022. The Witch and the Lighthouse director Robert Eggers, whose new movie The Northman is soon on the way, has been loosely attached to direct a new take on the classic horror movie Nosferatu for several years now, and it was announced back in 2017 that Anya Taylor-Joy would be starring in that upcoming movie. It's been a while since we've heard a peep about the potential project. The last update, in fact, came courtesy of a chat with Eggers back in 2019, leading us to wonder if Eggers still plans on tackling Nosferatu, and if that movie does end up seeing the light of day, will Anya Taylor-Joy be starring in it? A whole lot can change in 4 years. We may have the answers to those questions now, as a new Anya Taylor-Joy interview piece on the LA Times seems to suggest that Eggers' Nosferatu is still very much on. The site writes, her schedule is booked solid for the next 2.5 years, starting soon with The Menu, a dark comedy set in the world of exotic culinary culture directed by Mark Mylod, and then moving next year to Furiosa, George Miller's prequel to Mad Max Fury Road. After that, she reunited with Queen's Gambit writer-director Scott Frank for the thriller Laughing in the Dark, and Eggers again in a reworking of the vampire classic Nosferatu, the latest collaboration in a partnership that began with her first real film, the unnerving 2016 horror movie The Witch. Mind you, Joy doesn't actually comment on the movie on the interview piece, so this could just be the LA Times reiterating past information about her role in Nosferatu, a project that hasn't been 100% confirmed to be happening, but will keep you up to date. The Gremlins franchise is no stranger to Hallmark stores, a partnership that began back in the 1980s, and recently we learned that a brand new Gizmo Christmas ornament is on the way. What makes this one extra special is that it's an official Funko product, presenting Gizmo in that iconic Funko Pop style, looking as adorable as ever. Funko notes that the Hallmark ornament is up for pre-order in August 26, while a 4-pack of Gremlin pins are also up for grabs exclusively through Walmart. Now that Neo DaCosta's sequel Candyman has arrived in theaters, Funko has unleashed a wave of 4 different pop vinyl toys that are based on the franchise's brand new relaunch. 3 of the toys depict main character Anthony McCoy as Candyman, including Candyman with bees and a chase variant that covers him in blood. The 4th toy is of Sherman Fields, another of the film's Candyman characters. Miss out on the collector's edition remaster of Stops the Zombie Rebel Without a Pulse? While this isn't exactly a re-release, THQ Nordic and Asper Media will be bringing out a physical version of the cult classic. The physical edition will be released on October 26, 2021 for PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series, and the Nintendo Switch. The PlayStation and Xbox versions, respectively, will set you back $19.99 USD, while the Nintendo Switch version will retail for $29.99 USD. In addition, for Switch fans, Stops the Zombie will be released digitally via PSN Asia and the Nintendo eShop Japan on October 26 as well. The English-language debut of Suicide Club director Sion Sommers' Prisoners of the Ghostland is coming to theaters, bought, and digital September 17, 2021. Via all GA Films, and Nicolas Cage has described the project as being the wildest movie I've ever done. The film has even gotten some prequel comic from Patriot Comic Books, which is said to set the stage for Sion Sono's upcoming feature film. In the 25-page tale, written by Christopher Retta and Mason Mendoza, featuring Nicolas Cage and Nick Cassavetes, two notorious outlaws execute an elaborate bank heist in an East meets West stylized town. When his accomplice goes full-on psychotic, Cage must decide whether he wants to escape or have innocent blood on his hands. Here's the latest plot synopsis for the movie. In the treacherous frontier city of Samurai Town, a ruthless bank robber, Nicolas Cage, is sprung from jail by a wealthy warlord, the governor, Bill Moseley, whose adopted granddaughter Bernice has gone missing. The governor offers the prisoner his freedom in exchange for retrieving the runaway. Strapped into a leather suit that will self-destruct within 5 days, the bandit sets off on a journey to find the young woman and his own path to redemption. Cage recently said, "It's out there. I wear a skin-tight black leather jumpsuit with grenades attached to different body parts, and if I don't rescue the governor's daughter from this state line where they're all ghosts and bring her back, they're gonna blow me up." For more news from the world of horror, tune in next week, and thank you for watching the first episode of our horror entertainment news series. I'm Jose, and I will see you later.